Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. Welcome to the first chapter of this journey with Adventura. And so it begins. This is the beginning of the journey, and not all the journey went exactly as I expected it. When I first went to go pick her up on Mother's Day, she didn't want to start. She was being a little stubborn, and she was just happy where she was and didn't want to get going. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about diesel engines and how they start and what's necessary to get them started. There was also some times I got her started, I used her to help my parents move to their new house, and then she got stuck right in front of the house in a place where I didn't feel like it was legal to be parked. And so I ended up having to stay around and work on her. I got her started again, and then she stalled at my daughter's house. So I left her for a while, and I slept on it a little bit, because sometimes it's good to sleep on stuff to learn the lesson. And to figure out what it is that you need to know so that you can get it going. And sometimes you got to trust your gut too, because there's things that the Lord has put in your heart that is something that you've learned over the many years. Like me, I've learned a lot of things over many years, and I didn't trust what I was actually having. And you get to see the little of that on the video where I'm talking about the wire that wasn't connected. A couple lessons that I'm going to share with you at the end of the video that will help you understand some of those things that I learned on that journey. Just to say, sometimes you just got to trust what's inside of you and has been given to you, so that you can actually learn what you need to do, or just take a step. I mean, sometimes it's not as bad as, what's the worst thing that can happen? A fuse can blow, or something else if you choose the wrong part or the wrong wire, or connect it to the wrong spot. It's going to blow a fuse, and then you just got to start over again. It's not like it's going to be the end of everything if you hook up that one wire. You can't be afraid to make a decision. Sometimes you just got to make a decision and trust that decision is going to be the right decision. So I invite you to go along the journey. If you have time, subscribe and share this video, because there's people out there who need to learn the lessons that I learned.
Hey Peter, so this is the one that I believe is the control unit, and as you can see, there's a wire coming off of that right here, this wire, and it has a nut on the end of it, okay? And this, if I can get to it, I've got my grand doggy pining at my back leg here. This right here is the glow plug controller right there, and the one on the left I showed you from the other angle is, I believe, the connector that gets this wire hooked to it. Now, I have a diagram that I'm going to send you that explains it all, but I believe that that's where it goes. I thought I had lost the nut that went on that particular lead, and I'm believing it is that nut right there, because I thought I had dropped it, and it did not drop. It came off that wire, I think. So that's kind of what I'm dealing with, and I'll let you look at it and tell me what you think. As you can see from the other side, there's a clear red wire on this side. It's clearly a red wire coming off that right there and going somewhere else. But I think that that's the terminal that the other red wire goes to, and I'm not sure.
This shows it. I've got it running. I finally committed, hooked up that wire to the one spot I thought it was supposed to go, and she started up this morning. A little rough starting, but we got her going, and I'm driving her up to Kings Mountain now. So thank you for all your help. Blessings.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. Way back a year ago.
down in this video, and here are a few of the lessons that I learned on this journey. 1, do not over-tighten the terminals on a glow plug relay. It is not a good idea to do that. What happens is you break the terminals off and you end up having to buy another part, and that's not a good idea. I don't know if you ever remember watching the show So You Want to Be a Millionaire. I don't know if you were even born then, but there was the 3 things that they could do. They could call a friend, they could get a hint, or they could do one other thing. Well, I had to call a friend a couple times. So I don't know everything there is to know about diesel mechanics. So I called a few friends, and I have to thank Pete Jenin and David from Next Level Auto Ministries in Matthews. They both were very helpful in helping me get this van going. And thank you for their time and effort to help me. That was one of the lessons. Don't forget to call a friend. Trust what you have in you, and be willing to try something even though you're not 100% sure that you need to do it. Also, take pictures of things before you disconnect them. I learned that the hard way with this glow plug relay. If I had taken a picture of the way it was wired up before I started, I would have avoided all the trials and challenges that I faced. And once you get her started, go home. Don't sit there and wait. Take her home and get her into the place that she needs to be. You don't have to help everybody in the world. You just need to do what you got to do. But it is good to help people. And that's what I was doing, and that's how I got stuck a few times. But the biggest thing is sleep on it sometimes, because sleeping on it can give you the answer when you get your mind turned off and you rest. And working from rest is a good thing. I've learned that a lot over the last 3 years, that working from rest is a great thing, and it helps you get to a place where you can work from a place of peace, and you're not always overthinking things. And I'm guilty of that a lot of times. I'll overthink it. So I invite you to work from rest. WD-40 is a great tool in the job, and you'll see me on a couple of the videos where I go ahead and spray WD-40 and let it set for a minute, because it has a way of penetrating into that rust and getting it loosened up so that it's easy for you to get them undone. Another thing, a ratchet with a screwdriver bit on it is the best way to get the bolts to break loose before you use your drill. Drill doesn't always have the power that you need to do to get those bolts undone. And that's what I did, is I'd go through with WD-40 first, a ratchet, and then I would do the drill. If you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you go out and live your dreams and make your dreams a reality in your life. Take time to subscribe and share, and we'll catch you next week on the next video.